When most people hear the word research, they think of microscopes, cell cultures, or high-tech lasers. Well, maybe that's a generalization, but that's what I thought my research would be when I came to Utah State majoring in biology. Things turned out a little bit differently, but much better than I could have imagined. Instead of using high-tech lasers, the lab I'm involved with uses simple, everyday objects. 2 pieces of paper, a wooden rod, a binder, and a camera. Using these objects, the Sensory Motor Behavior Lab, where I work under the direction of Dr. Breanna Studenka, studies how people plan for and execute movement. Motor planning is the ability of the brain to plan, order, and execute a series of intentional motor actions. For me, just recently, my motor plan was trying to get up here on stage without tripping, which luckily I was successful at. We usually don't realize we are forming these plans. We do them out of habit, adjusting as we see fit. So I need all of your help. Could you all give me a thumbs up with your right hand? I promise this isn't to give me a reassurance my talk's going well. Okay, now I need you to move your thumb in, thumb down, and thumb out. Perfect. Now what I want you to do is to move your thumb to the most comfortable position. Thanks to many of you for the thumbs up again. What you just did is you adjusted your motor plan as you saw fit, helping your comfort and mine. Sometimes we change our motor plans to be more comfortable, but for children with autism spectrum disorder, that might not be the case. Autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, is a neurodevelopmental disorder that can cause significant cognitive, social, and behavioral problems. Children with ASD exhibit repetitive behavior patterns, such as rocking back and forth, and stereotyped behaviors, such as lining up all their toys in a certain way. This could indicate that they have problems forming new or changing between their motor plans. However, little research has been done to measure the differences between these children and typically developing children. Our lab is working to change that. We had 5 children with ASD and 5 typically developing children come into our lab. They sat at a desk, and in front of them were 2 pieces of paper. The first one, a circle corresponding with a grid system, and the next, a black rectangle, which we called the home position. What we would do is we'd place a wooden rod on the circle, and we'd ask the child to lift it and return it to home position. So they would lift it, return it to home position. Then we would rotate the rod 15 degrees counterclockwise or clockwise, and this would be repeated. So here's it in action so you can get a better idea. What happens is I place a binder so the child can't see where I'm moving the rod. They lift it, return it to home position. What we were measuring was their thumb position, like we did earlier, or where they would have a grasp switch, where the thumb position would change. So here's a grasp switch. The child initially has a thumb down grasp. We rotate it, and they change to thumb up. Previous research has shown that thumb down and thumb out are rated uncomfortable compared to thumb up and thumb in. Here's another one. Thumb down to thumb up. This is a grasp switch. So what we found is that children with ASD, if they had a thumb down or a thumb out grasp, they would keep it, and they were more likely to not switch their grasp. There was a huge difference in motor skills between the 2 groups. So, why does this matter? This matters because current tools for diagnosing autism look at things such as stereotyped behavior, communication, and social interaction. There isn't an established method to determine motor skills. However, they are all connected. Much of communication is nonverbal, and motor skills develop at the same time in childhood as these 3 other measures. If we can create a motor skills task as simple as moving a stick around a circle, this could be another tool for physicians to use to diagnose ASD. When I first started working in the lab, I worked because Dr. Studenka is a great mentor, and I was doing it as a checklist to get into medical school. But when we started the project with ASD, research became very personal. This is my cousin Taylor. She is 14 and has ASD. To think that I could be involved in something that could eventually help others with her disorder is very humbling. As I've been in school and I've learned from professors and lectures, I've learned a lot, but research has given me experience. Experience working with others, experience working with my peers, and I know as I start medical school this coming fall that my research lessons will continue there and throughout the rest of my life. Thank you.